you don't mind. Um, okay, I'm calling the meeting to order. First of all, I just want to clarify the misunderstanding, I think, about why the meeting was called. I'm gonna take it was a misunderstanding of what we were voting on, but anyway, we have the agenda in front of us and we're gonna go with us. I asked Ms. Vincent to move several things to new business because there was a request from one of the board members. So we're gonna um, go down the agenda as follows, unless anyone have any other thing that they need to change on the agenda before we get started, make any type of adjustments before we get started.
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Anderson, President Anderson.
Yes, ma'am.
I do have a request. I would like to add an item. It's just a report to the board from the Mississippi Association of Supervisors, Minority Caucus, Scholarship Fund. It's just a report.
Okay. So can we make that new business 3BCDF? And repeat that? What is it for the Black Caucus?
It's just a report from the Mississippi Association of Supervisors, Minority Caucus Scholarships.
Okay.
And Madam President, I have 3D. Is there a 3E?
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
I'm sorry. I don't know my alphabets. Yeah. So can it be 3E? Item 3E. Mississippi Supervisors Black Caucus report.
Minority Caucus. Well,
Minority.
That's what it's named.
Do we have a copy of it?
No, you don't have a copy.
Is it going to be an oral report?
It's just yes, it's just an oral report. That's all it is. I can get a copy if you need it.
No, I was just curious. If we can't attach it, then somebody's going to be making the report.
I am going to be making a report on that.
Got it.
Yes, sir.
I got it.
And I take it is dealing with the school board. I mean, the school issue.
It is a school issue.
Not an issue, but a report from the school district.
Pardon me. It's not from the.
Not an issue, but a report.
It's not an issue that the school district has to do anything about. It's just a report that I would like to make on the scholarship.
Okay. Any objections on that? If not, we'll put that 3E. Anything else? Anything other?
I have a question. I'd like to table. I've got to look at my phone to see. Can we table number?
You breaking up? I didn't hear you.
I think. Yeah.
Hello?
I need
you
more
breaking
time.
up?
I hate my phone. I need more time on that. I want to table. I think it's A, B, C, and D. Let me look at it real quick. 3B and C. I have some questions about A. So I guess I'd like to table A, B, and C. 3A, 3B, and 3C. Yes, that's what I would like.
Okay, Ms. K, you're making a request to table item A, item B, and item C. That is personnel matters 1, certification, non-certification. Item B, personnel matters, Moss Point School District administrative pay scale. And item C, matter 3, 2002, 2003 certification non-certified recommendations.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Madam President, we'll need to adopt the agenda first.
Okay. Can I get a motion to adopt the agenda, please?
Make a motion that we adopt the agenda with the addition of item 3E.
Motion by Ms. Morris. Can I get a second?
Second,
Second by,
Ms. Kay, second.
Okay.
second by Ms. K. I'm sorry, I'm having a bad connection. Second by Ms. K. All in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. So we're back to item 3, and I was just asking for some, adjustments of the agenda. So Ms. K made a motion for item 3 to table item A, B, and C.
Or
She-
move it into an executive session. I have more information I need on that.
Okay,
I would second her motion to table those 3 items, because I have several questions also.
okay. Several questions that you guys didn't get answered. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. I see.
For the reading.
On items A, 3A, 3B, 3C, I have questions.
Okay, so Ms. Morris made a motion.
I think Ms. K made the motion. I
Made- Ms.
second.
K second. Okay, I'm sorry. Ms. K made the motion. Ms. Morris seconded.
Madam President, can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
I was just wondering if, I'm sorry, have the questions been sent and I just didn't answer them yet, or
Yes,
are these additional questions?
you didn't answer the question that I asked, but you gave me the information on the teacher's pay scale. And, then I saw all the other ones with the administrators and the raises. And I would like to see that. I would like to see their salaries that they have now and the proposed salary. And I would like the same thing with all non-certified staff that you're proposing. I needed the comparison like we did with the transportation department and the maintenance department. I want to be able to see how much they're currently making as opposed to what the proposal is.
And that's for the teacher salaries as well as the admin salaries?
Well, the teacher salaries, you gave me some comparison, but that's not what I needed. But as far as the teacher salaries, I don't have a problem with, the teacher salaries, but I know that we need to look at how many students are in each building, and for us to approve blanketly all of the teachers, I have some questions before I approve us to hire all of the teachers on that list. I'd like it broken down based on the school.
Okay, so can you send me that in one email so that I can make sure I answer all of your questions?
Yes, ma'am. I think I did it this afternoon, but I'll do it again. It's not.
Sure, if it's been since after 10, I have not seen it.
Okay.
That's all. That's the only question I have, Madam President.
Yeah, and Dr. Raymond, I'll be sending a question before the budget meeting in those lines.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. If you'll
Yes,
just send it in
thank
writing.
you. Yes, ma'am, sure will.
We can't hear you, Ms. Anderson. I think you're muted.
Okay, but you know what? I just remembered that we have the April 15th deadline for renewals. So all teachers, so basically you're saying that every single teacher in our district has, because the deadline's passed, all of those teachers are on that list. So every teacher. I mean, so I know that.
Is that a clarifying question? So to answer that, while Ms. Anderson's, I think, trying to unmute herself, I'm not sure what's going on because Oh, there you
I'm
are.
not muted. I'm not
Okay,
muted.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm not muted. So
It
that's why I
was
trying to
going in
figure
and
out.
out. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Do you want me to answer
I
that?
do have the only question I have, I guess it's not a question, not a concern I have, is the phrases for the teachers from the legislators. I mean, that is something that we don't control. That's something from how much that would go to teachers. And I have a concern about just the certified teachers, that they have a deadline to be certified and for them to respond. Am I correct?
Yes, that's what I was going to say, that all non-renewals have to be notified by April 15th. If they are not notified of non-renewal, then they are entitled to a contract. But Scott, of course, is the attorney. I can only speak for my interpretation of the role as a teacher, as a principal, and now as a superintendent. And so that part. And then the second part is, yes, you are correct. The teacher pay scale has been approved by the legislature. They are adjusting the MAEP to send that amount per teacher. The only amount that the local school districts control is the local supplement. So if you wanted to go in and adjust down or up the local supplement in that column, you have the right to do that as a board. However, the base amount that comes from the State Department has been approved and funded by the legislators. The administrator pay scale is based on the teacher pay scale. And I also went through that with CFO Hart on yesterday, and we adjusted the years down to make sure that it wasn't as large of an impact as it would have been had it remained the same. So Ms. Kay, if you'll look at the administrator pay scale from 21-22, it will have like, this is based on 22 years. Well, this year it's only based on maybe 20 or 17 years because of the large increases from the legislature. I was trying to balance that because, as you know, that amount of money comes from the local supplement or the local tax base. So
yeah, I apologize. I forgot about that April 15th. I can't believe I forgot about the April 15th deadline. But my concern with all of that is that I know that there's nothing we can do about it. So might as well not even waste my breath. But we have too many, I know we have too many spots in different places. And then we're just, now everybody has I'm just frustrated, but I'll be quiet. So if we need to go ahead and do what we need to do for the teachers, I certainly want to do that. If there's if it's too late and it is what it is, it is what it is. But I do not want to approve any administrative increases whatsoever until we have a discussion about that. That's all.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yes.
Well, I will, I'm sorry, go ahead, Ms. Viverette.
Yes. Yeah, so I agree. So I just want to make sure that are we just in discussion, or did the motion pass for Ms. Kay to table A, B, and C?
Right now, it's just discussion. A motion's been made and there's been a second and no action.
Okay.
Right, it's just been discussing now before we actually make the final motion, Ms. Viverette, too. And I agree with I definitely want the teachers, because of the legislature, I definitely want them to go ahead and pass that, and we go ahead and get that. But I do, I guess I do have some questions on some of the other items as well.
That was a second part to my statement. Okay, so I just wanted to make that clarification, and you did. I did look at it as well, and I wanted to, I had more questions about the increase, the local increase. And so I'm not sure if we can actually, approve the portion that the legislature have already approved so that we can make the deadline and table or hold a discussion, have a discussion on the local increases.
So the local supplement?
Supplement, I'm sorry.
Yes, the local supplement is the portion from the tax base that goes to every school district. So for example, just because I wanted to see what was going on, I looked at the neighboring districts' local supplements, and they range from 6,000 to 9,000, depending on your years of experience and your degree level. And so the whole salary, so if you look at it, there's the legislative part, then there's a local supplement, and then there's that final column. That final column is what appears on the contract. If we were to issue the contract without the local supplement, then it would be less than what it was last year. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I mean, I understand the local supplement and the comparison to other school districts. But I mean, did we take in consideration the populations of the other school districts as far as the students and the funding? I understand that we have quite a bit of funding now that's available, but is that funding going to be able to support us throughout the contract of the teachers?
Yes, it will. It will be able to support us throughout the contract. And the way teachers are paid is paid with Mississippi Adequate Education Program funding. So for every teacher, they send us the money to pay that teacher, which is why I stated that it's been approved by the legislature and it has been funded through MAEP. When we submit our reports to MSIS, which is the state student information system, they calculate how many teachers, how many students, and then they send us the amount of money to pay those actual teachers. The portion that comes out of our budget is the local supplement portion, and that's that middle column. And that's with any school district across the state. That's not just Moss Point. That is any district across the state.
So Scott, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say the additional people that we are paying for, they have been written into our ESSER plan, and they will continue to be funded through the life of the ESSER programming, which is our TAs, K through 3, lead teacher, MTSS specialists, those people who are helping with the learning loss. And they know that they will be paid through ESSER through the end of the funding. And then it's my understanding that there's supposed to be another rollout of ESSER, not sure, but we do have full title funding as well to support that.
I have a question. So are the MTSS teachers, are that the MTSS coordinators at the school level, are they on this list of teachers?
They are all teachers. So I was intentional about making them teachers because they have to do the interventions with the students, and I needed them to be certified, and I needed them to be the best of the best to make sure that the interventions were done with fidelity. You're welcome. Ms. Anderson, I'm sorry I cut you off.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, no, you. Is it legal for us to take one out of the, if we needed to vote on a separate item that was look like they're connected together, the personnel matter B?
I'm not understanding the question. You mean a piece of like 3A?
3B.
Whole, and if it failed, to bring it back in parts if that's what we needed to do, because the recommendation to the board right now is as a whole piece.
Okay.
So
okay.
you know, it's been published as an open meeting item that was what we were looking at. So if we needed to take it apart, then I would feel more comfortable we did that at a later date.
Okay.
Rather than trying to piecemeal something that came as a whole. Now, if one more thing, if that question is, could we vote on 3B and not 3A? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
No. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So we're back to Ms. K's motion.
Gotcha. Thank you. Well, hold on. I mean, I want the teachers to get what they have to get. This is just stressing. This is making me so uncomfortable. I mean, I want the teachers to get what they need, but anything other than a teacher, I want all that tabled for a discussion.